Good evening. This is Sunday, October 3rd, 2021. I'm coming to you from my home in Corsicana, Texas. We had a good service at Bethel AME Church this morning, and it's been a pretty busy weekend. Hope everybody has had an enjoyable day. I want to talk to you tonight about Jonathan Price, paying tribute to him 1 year after his death. I never met Jonathan Price, but we have a number of mutual acquaintances. And to many of us, his death was quite shocking, and we're still looking for justice to be done. It was exactly 1 year ago today, on October 3rd, 2020, when Jonathan Price, an African American, was gunned down by a white police officer in the beautiful little town of Wolf City, Texas. And I got word today that the trial of former police officer Sean Lucas, who was dismissed from the police force and has been in jail now for since shortly after the shooting occurred, that it's scheduled on May the 23rd of 2022. That's the day that the trial of Sean Lucas is scheduled to begin. I have been following legal matters for many years now, so I know that sometimes trials, in fact, quite often trials are postponed. I've been told that that's one thing that makes it difficult to practice law. But here's a picture of Jonathan Price, and here's a picture of Sean Lucas. Never met either one of them. Jonathan Price's case got quite a bit of media attention, though not near as much as the better known case of George Floyd. And this occurred in Wolf City, Texas, a year ago today. Now, where is Wolf City? It's in Hunt County. It's right on, you go up 34 to get there. And it is between Greenville and Bonham. Greenville is the county seat of Hunt County, and Bonham is the county seat of Fannin County. It's about the same distance between the two towns. On August 27th, I made or rather the 28th, I believe it was, I made a video about my prophetic journey that I took on August 27th, 1976, and which I didn't realize at the time, but in traveling from Teague to Bonham, I went through such towns as Corsicana, Ennis, and Kaufman, not realizing that I was destined to be a pastor in all three of these communities. And I had not been to Wolf City since 1976 until 2021. I've been there a few times since then. I've had dinner with a friend at the El Algo Mexican restaurant, and right next door I've been to about 3 times. I've attended meetings of Excelsior Masonic Lodge. I really enjoy going to Wolf City, and I'll tell you what happened there. it was on October 3rd of 2020. Sean Lucas, who is living in Lone Oak, another small town in Hunt County, he was I'm recording right now. Had to let my wife know what was going on. But anyway, he was this police officer, and he didn't have the best reputation in the community. Some charged him with some racist incidents prior to this, but a criminal complaint compiled by Texas Ranger Laura Simmons indicated that the confrontation took place, and there was a convenience store in which Jonathan Price went there to try to help break up what would appear to be a fight. And this police officer appeared on the scene, and Price extended his hands and asked repeatedly, "You doing good?" And actually, Jonathan Price, prior to this time, had a good relations with the local police officers, and he had generally a favorable attitude toward the police, and he was quite active in the community. He got along with everybody, white, black, and Hispanic. And he was a local trainer, I believe, at a gym, very much into physical fitness, and generally, from what I can tell, a pretty good guy. I can say I never had the pleasure of meeting him. But Lucas believed that Price was intoxicated, attempted to detain Price, grabbed his arm using verbal commands which were unsuccessful. Lucas produced a taser and informed Price to comply or the taser would be implemented. Price began to walk away, and Lucas deployed the taser, which was not effective. And Price appears to reach out and grab the end of the taser. Lucas discharged the firearm 4 times, striking Price in the upper torso. Price died later at the Hunt Regional Medical Center in Greenville. Did all that happen? I don't know. I wasn't there. And all accounts say Price was unarmed. I do realize there are times that police officers are required to use deadly force, but that's only in very extreme situations where there's no alternative. And when the person is unarmed, deadly force is certainly not appropriate. And murder is a first-degree felony punishable upon conviction by a maximum sentence of from 5 to 99 years to life in prison and an optional fine of up to $10,000. And as I say, he's no longer a police officer, and he's locked up as we speak. And he has pleaded is pleading not guilty. It took him a while, but they had a pretty high profile funeral shortly after the shooting occurred, and it took a while, but here's a picture of the grave, the monument they have of the grave of Jonathan Price. And but May 23rd, that will be the day after my next birthday, if I live and the Lord say the same. May 22nd of next year, I'll be 71. And today at 6 o'clock, at the Mount Calvary Cemetery on County Road 4814, about a mile off of State Highway 11 in Wolf City, there was a Remembering Jonathan Price memorial ceremony scheduled. And he's in the Collin County Jail, Lucas is, held in lieu of a $1 million bond. He's pleaded not guilty to a murder indictment. And again, trial is scheduled to begin on May 23rd, 2022. Hundreds of people marched throughout Wolf City during a vigil in Price's honor 2 days after the shooting, with hundreds more turning out a week after the incident during a memorial service at Don Howard Stadium. And the Hunt County grand jury issued the murder indictment against Lucas during its monthly session November 2020. And so anyway, it's a very tragic situation. It always is. Anytime someone's gunned down like that. And more, we're hearing reports about police officers charged with crimes of this nature. We kept up at all with the George Floyd case, the officer, and I forgot his name at this point. It'll come to me, I'm sure. But you know the story. The guy that killed George Floyd, he's found guilty. And I know we hadn't heard the end of that yet, though. And they talked about defunding police and all kinds of stuff. We got to have law enforcement. Crime's bad enough with law enforcement. It'd be worse if we didn't have law enforcement. But police officers, like anyone else, needs to be held accountable. And when they abuse, like anything I've always said, you abuse something, you lose it. And so that's the same way with, police officers are no exception to that rule. So anyway, I want to remember Jonathan Price. He's been gone a year now. And hope and pray that within the next year we'll see justice done. And so for all who believe that all lives matter, black lives, of course, but that's not all. And we'll see justice done in the future. Have a good night. Have a good week ahead, and God bless.